Hello everyone. Here UPSC aspirants read newspapers every day for hours, but in exam hall, question doesn't match what you read in news. You may look things as a familiar to news, but what they ask in options are not match with what you read in news. And that is because we miss different layers of preparation of topics present in news. So that's why we introduce NF stack method, where input news is mapped subjectively and the concept foundation is found and the question logic is made and prediction signal is increased. Okay, so through NF stack method, what UPSC can ask from geography topics is what today we are going to look into. First topic, THWAITES glacier. You can see in image presence of this glacier. Now it's an unusual, broad and vast Antarctic glacier located in east of Mount Morphy on the Valgreen coast of Murray Brayland. Okay, now this is the news. Now we will connect the layers. The glacier flows into Pine Island Bay, part of Amundsen Sea. You can see this sea, Amundsen Sea, and it is being adversely affected by climate change. So in prelims they can ask glacier in news which is adversely affected by climate change. First option will be the glacier name, and second they can ask this glacier flows into Pine Island Bay or some other island. Okay, so this is how layering has to be done. Next, total lunar eclipse. Now recently total lunar eclipse where redden the moon is observed on March 3, 2026. Okay, now it occurs when Earth passes directly between Sun and Moon, casting a gigantic shadow across the lunar surface, right? And turning the moon a deep reddish orange color. This alignment occurs during the full moon phase. Okay. Next, geomagnetic storm. It's a kind of efficient exchange of energy from the solar wind into space environment surrounding Earth environment. Okay, that too in magnetosphere. Here, what is the condition? It can give rise to geomagnetic storm, that is a layer. Southward directed solar wind magnetic field, right? Opposite the direction of Earth field at the day side of magnetosphere. So this is the condition which is required to make geomagnetic storm. So they can ask in prelims regarding this condition. DRUZHBA pipeline, also called friendship pipeline, right, is one of the world's longest pipeline and the one of the largest pipeline network in the world. You can see in the map. Now here what countries it touches, right? Ukraine, Belarus, Poland, Hungary, Slovakia, Czech Republic and Germany. Okay, you have to remember these names regarding this pipeline. Okay, so where it touches this pipeline? PERIYAR National Park and Wildlife Sanctuary. It is a protected area located in districts of Idukki and Pathanamthitta in Kerala. So two districts here. Okay, it is renewed elephant and tiger reserve, very important. It is located in Cardamom Hills and Pandalam Hills of the southwestern Ghats along the border with Tamil Nadu. Here you have to remember the districts which is connected, hills connected with this wildlife sanctuary. Okay, Next, KOTA, KINABALU, where strong 7.1 magnitude quake struck off Malaysia's Sabah state on Borneo Island, right? Now this KOTA KINABALU, referred as KK, but the state capital of Sabah, Malaysia. Okay, they can ask you the name of the country and its capital in options. Next, coking coal. Here, government notified it as a critical and strategic mineral under the Mines and Minerals Development Regulation Act, right? 1957. Okay, now recently, Southeastern Coalfield Limited assessed a potential for 7.5 million tons across the region of Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. Remember these names where the potential coking coal is been found. Now, the coking or a metallurgical coal is high grade bituminous coal which is essential for steel making, used to produce coke for blast furnace. Okay, applications also where they found this new coal. Okay, next, Mukundara Hills National Park is a national park in Rajasthan. Okay, now it consists of 3 wildlife sanctuaries. What are those? Dahara Wildlife Sanctuary, National Chambal Sanctuary, and Johar Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary, located in the Kathiar Giri dry deciduous forest. Now, there are 4 rivers that flow in this region. The rivers are Chambal River, Kali River, Ahu River, Ramjan River. Okay, you have to remember these layers. Minamitori Island, right? It is an isolated Japanese coral atoll in the northwestern Pacific Ocean. Okay. Now, after China restricted its exports of strategic rare earth oxides in 2009, right? Japan started to explore its seabeds for deposits. Now, this is the location we are trying to search for things. FASHER, the context that UN Sudan Pro finds hallmark of Unicode in FASHER, right, is a city in Western Sudan, which serves as the capital of North Darfur state located in the Darfur region of Sudan. So in prelims they can ask you the country name and they are in context of Unicode or civil war, etc. So remember this context. Here the snowball earth. What is mean by snowball earth here? It's a hypothesis, right? What is that hypothesis? Is that Earth's ice house climate condition, right? Where the planet's surface was nearly entirely frozen in condition, where little or no liquid water exposed. That means full frozen condition. And this frozen global glacial hypothesis is what associated as cryogenian period. Okay, so you have to remember what is this hypothesis means. Next, artificial intelligence. Yes, the Impact Summit in 2027 will be held in Geneva. Okay, remember this. It's pitch for smaller countries to come together to ensure good governance of AI development. Remember this. It's a pitch for smaller countries specifically. Characteristics of Venezuela crude oil. It is in very much in news after Trump's takeover Venezuela, right? Here the country's petroleum is made up of heavy sour crude oil, the dark gloopy acidic substance characteristic, both with high in sulfur and relatively difficult to recover condition. So that is what Venezuelan crude is. So primarily classified as extra heavy and sour, characterized by low API gravity 8 to 16. This type of crude is very useful for the application in terms of asphalt production, but undergo refining process to be made into more lucrative products like gasoline and other fuels. So very important to understand the characteristics of Venezuela's crude oil. So they can ask you in prelims. So students, if you liked it, you can subscribe and also comment how you like this idea and how you understood these topics throughout the video.